Hey everyone, welcome back to the Saksham Vedi channel. And as I know, and we both know, like there is very less videos on Dispatcher and AEM Cloud and all that in our YouTube space. So I thought to let's start a Dispatcher one actually because it's very important topic in AEM CS. And so this is the first video of Dispatcher series, and it is the basic of Dispatcher, like what is Dispatcher. And I think you are noob in front of me while I recording this video. So let's start. So let's understand the basic what is actually Dispatcher. So suppose this is your AEM publisher, which is basically nothing, which is just storing the content that to be served to the customers or to the client who is living in Kolkata or here and there and here and there. Okay, so this particular customer is our server. Suppose this is some server and it is requesting something from this publisher. So if there is the particular request and response is that not directly via publisher to the particular server. Why? Because suppose there is you have taken some, like suppose this is a very layman example that I am giving to you, that why we need particular dispatcher and all that, because there is a http server that is handling all the connection between your publisher to the particular client, and actually the particular this apache server is dumb, he don't know anything, so we need dispatcher 2 for this case. Like dispatcher is holding all the configuration that is important for this particular apache server to communicate to the publisher and then to communicate to the our servers. Okay, so these flow happened. Okay, I think the stroke width is too high. Let high. Okay, so so we have this particular client and this particular server. Server is requesting some data from client is actually nothing, it is just your publish instance, and server is just normal user. Okay, but it if suppose there is multiple user, tons of user is asking data from client and you have very less amount of cpu, and each time the same website is accessible. Suppose you have a page called londontours.com, londontours.html, and each time the londontours.html is accessed by the um same publisher, and it's like it's take a lot of cpu, and it's very hard to scale in that way. That's why we need the particular some content to be cached. It is the one you can say one feature of this dispatcher series, no sorry dispatcher, like to cache the content. Okay, so okay, let's start. Let's so this particular thing, suppose this is your AEM publisher, this is your dispatcher. Okay, let I take it another color. Dispatcher is less like it's a configuration file or some file which is sit above of apache servers, and then this is our, I think it should be circle, no, because it is global users. And when and suppose this particular thing is our cache cache content. Okay, so let's take it like this is cache content. Okay, this is cache content. Let I typed also, so for you it easy to remember cached. Okay, so first this server request, the request hit to dispatcher. Okay, dispatcher see, okay, I have the content or not. If it have the content, it served you the particular cached content directly to you. Okay, if it don't have the cached content, it asks the content from publisher. If the publisher have the content, it serves the content directly from publisher to you, and it update the cache content to the updated publisher content. Means it invalidate the cache, means it remove the older cache and put a new cache data. Okay, it seem overwhelming to you this caching thing, but this thing is work. So now each time now you ask the particular same data from this particular dispatcher until unless this data is changed by the end by the your admin team of that particular website owners, they the dispatcher is sending directly the cache data to you. But there is one catch also. There is some TTLR setup, there is a TTLR setup, like after some time it automatically invalidate the cache, which is about like 24 hours, 12 hours, 6 hours. It depends upon the team that set it up. Okay, so that's all. So this is the whole game that is happening. This is the one rule of dispatcher, like it every request that is came via dispatcher. Okay, so it maybe it's some filter rules. Okay, so it to block that particular if we set it something like block this particular IP when it is hitting the dispatcher, it's block the IP. It have some like PNG, JPG and all that, and all it can just like if publisher gives you some request, some request sorry some response, then rewrite the headers and all that, and pass user something like this. Suppose it's called URL rewriting, like suppose www dot xyg slash content slash us slash en slash error slash 404 dot html. But we don't want users see this all long content. We want the users see only this www dot xyz dot 404 dot html. Sorry, it's not dot, it's actually slash. Okay, so if they hit this, they can see this thing. So these are also with the help of dispatcher, which is calling a rerouting handling. And it I don't remember this particular name, what it is this called. I think it's site site mapping or all. Not, it's not site mapping. Yes, we can say it redirections or rewriting. Okay, you can say it's a kind of vanity URLs also, but it's not vanity URL, it's a different case also. You are masking via dispatcher, and vanity is something different, it's behind the scene is happening. Okay, okay, so it's a different topic. So you understand dispatcher, why dispatcher is sit between the publisher and the end user, and it make a communication between both of them. Okay, and it cached content, it filter content, and it apply all the configuration that a particular admin team is applied. So it called a customized the particular it's like a wall that is between your publisher and the end user. Okay, so so basically we understand what is dispatcher now. Okay, what is dispatcher? Okay, so in the old era, there is not much of traffic is came 100 and 200 users per day will came, then a normal one dispatcher will help in that case. But now if you see, there is a cloud came and all that came. If we have a multiple publisher, suppose we have multiple publisher. I'm sorry, suppose we have multiple publisher, so we can it's not first of all, dispatcher is not a load balancer. Load balancer and dispatcher is a two different topic, so you can't imagine it's a load balancer here. So we can put we can put a dispatcher here. You can connect multiple publisher with multiple dispatcher too. It's depend upon your use case. So here, so suppose a request is came, and a request is came, and data is not cached. So it the suppose it this particular publisher is down, so dispatcher easily can switch between these two publisher and ask the data. So this is also a good case if it is a one-to-one connection, and if it is down, then the whole site is down. So this is also a good case of dispatcher. So what we have in a hand now, dispatcher. Dispatcher is a wall between your publisher and to the client server, you can say. It's just a configuration file. It's nothing. It's just a configuration file which just sit above your Apache server to tell Apache server what to do and what not to do. And the third part, the major portion of dispatcher is caching. It cache the content. The second part is filter the data, like suppose filter the requested that is coming to the server. Third, it's rewrite the rules and reroute the particular response that is coming, and all, and some more use cases that we will see in the next lectures that we have. Okay, so stay tuned, and for the next lecture we are just discussing how to set up the dispatcher locally in your local machine. And I hope you guys are enjoying the lecture, and if you're new, just subscribe and like the channel. It's like keep motivating us to deliver this type of content. And thank you, and keep enjoying.